Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media, and it is time for another Spotlight Sunday or Sunday Spotlight. I think it's Sunday Spotlight. I don't know. It's my own hashtag. You want me to remember it? All right. So this week I am focusing or spotlighting Brad Rushing. And you won't find his stuff if you just search Brad in on the website, unfortunately. But if it doesn't have another designer associated, then it was most likely designed by Brad or in conjunction with Brad and Mariah or Brad and Patricia or the three of them. It's so, basically these are PM Artist Studio ones, but I'm pretty sure that all the ones I have in this pile were designed by Brad. If it's a step and repeat, as in, let's see, if it's like the rattans or like this, where there's like a all over pattern like that, most likely that's called a step and repeat. That is most likely what Brad has done. Also, I'm pretty sure like the quilted crop circles was like one of his first ones. Not the first one, but pretty close, because he also did the butterflies. Like, he does a lot. But the quilted crop circles was one of my first ones. I've been buying PM Artist Studio stencils since before I was a designer. So, some of these older ones I've had for a while. And I really, and you can tell I don't give mine baths. This one probably could use a bath, but I use a lot of fluid acrylics too, I think. And so the paint doesn't get super thick. Yes, it is ripping, but like I said, that's an old one and I used it a lot. So here are some that are designed by Brad. The Craftsman Square Lattice is a nice one. And he's got like a whole bunch of rattan wickers, and I just love them because they're like a smaller pattern kind of, and an all over pattern, and it's really nice. And then this one, like, I think Patricia might have had the idea or designed the gauzes originally, but then this worn gauze, which is one of my favorite ones because it has the organic edges, I think Brad did. And then also he has got some mandalas. There's the Celtic knot, and that comes in like 3 sizes, and the big one I've actually cut in half because these type of ones are perfect if you like to do that McCoy mashup. These are great for getting in the smaller spots in between the stencil, where you got like a blank space. This one is Hexagonal Dream, and this one, I don't remember what this one is called, but it was a IMPP that Mariah sent to me. And then we have rattan style 2, and these mosaic circles, which are fun. And there's also just some if you wanted to just get the circles, he's got those too. That was style 2. This is style 4. I know there's some shine. I'm going to use as many of these as I can. This is the Art Deco circles, another step and repeat. The rattan wicker, which is almost like these would be interesting together, I think, because you've got a thicker and a thinner line for those. That might be interesting. Oh, and then my favorite, which is, and I have it in all 3 sizes, is the Oriental Lattice. It's got the 5x7. I think my favorite size as far as the, I don't know where my 8x10. This is 9x12. My favorite is the 8x10, which I don't know what happened to it. I use it a lot. I might need to order another one. It's fine. It's fine. All right. And then also I have a few stamps that are his. This is Rustic Tapestry Mandala Leaf Flower. Can't really, when I stamp it later, you'll be able to see it better. This one is the Lotus, the Rustic Tapestry Mandala Lotus. Anyway, they're a little bit different. And I love using those as background. And then I have the stamp, Celtic Knot stamp. And I have the rattan wicker style 2, the outside edges. And I've got the swallowtail butterfly, which is under butterflies. You have to actually click on them and see the different styles. And dragonfly, which I can't remember if I bought this one or if it's an IMPP. If it's not perfect, it's an IMPP, but honestly can't remember. Sometimes I get gifted some IMPPs. Also, some of the stencils, you just have to come and watch the live streams on PM Artist Studio if you want to know when IMPP stencils, which just means imperfectly perfect, when they are in the shop. All right, so currently I'm working on a neutral journal. So I'm going to play with neutrals today. and Brad's stencils and whatnot. And now that I've been moving around, I'm a little bit warmer, so I took off my sweater and put on my flannel shirt because I'm not quite warm enough to have no long sleeves. But you know how it be. All right, so I've got some papers. I think I'm just going to start with these that I cut up earlier today, which is just Amazon packaging, and just start doing that. I was a little disappointed. This says warm gray, but I gotta say it looks very much like Titan Buff, so I'm a little disappointed. I don't know. We'll try it and see if there is any difference or not. But I got some new paints to play with. Let's go ahead and find, where is the actual Titan Buff? Is it in this drawer? No. Yep, it is. Unbleached titanium is this one. I think that one might be a little bit lighter. A little bit. But then if you put gray on there, which is just a neutral gray, this is, yep, neutral gray. You can kind of see, but that's all right. You just kind of move it all around on the plate and get some interesting. My brayer is quite squeaky. We're just gonna have to live with that because I don't know about you, but I do not need to be paying a lot of money to buy a new brayer because the brayer still works. It's just squeaky. You're just gonna have to live with the squeak. It is nice to have a brayer off sheet in your area here. I'm just going to start with this top one, and then we can just play. I don't think I've even used this one yet. So, and I believe usually I'll get a 9x12 because I do have 9x12 plates. I do also have 8x10 plates, so I will sometimes use the 9x12s on the 8x10 plates. It just means I have a little overlap on the edge, which I don't mind, really. Really don't mind. And I made the pages like bigger than what I knew I need. And then I can just do whatever. Oh, so I do. All right, that looks nice. I like that there's different, how that came up. I like that. I want smoother paper as well. All right, let's just grab some of this and get some of that from inside there. So that could be fun to use over, you know, as collage. So yeah, that going to have like some, I think that is medical exam paper, potentially. And I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. Not sure what I'll do is to layer things up, but so it's very subtle. If I did it on white paper, it would show better, but I didn't, I'm fine with that. All right, so let's, I want to play with these as well. All right, I'm going to put this back down here. It does not have to match. I kind of want the wet side up just because then it'll stick a little bit better. You can see my brayer is clean. I am not going to use any metallics until I've got some layers on there. Otherwise, it'll be impossible to clean. Because I usually, the way I clean is this, okay. The way I clean my brayers is I wait for them to get built up and then I, words, my brain stopped. There's a siren outside. Is that why my brain stopped? I forget what I was saying. Oh, yeah, I wait for it to get thick and then I just clean it off. I mean, I suppose I could kind of come to the edge of this and then use, get some stuff on the other end. I think these will be an interesting base for some fun papers in a neutral journal, especially. And what I mean by what I just said is if I came down at the bottom here, then I can just do a different, do some picking up on this edge. All right, so. Ooh, I like that. All right, if I let that dry for a second, potentially, hopefully. Just gonna see if I can pick any of it up on this. Make that piece even more interesting. So yeah, some white on some tissue is fun to use in stuff later. All right. So what was I talking about? McCoy mashup earlier, right? Let's see. So with the McCoy mashup, what Karen does is she just takes like 3 stencils or so and places them, you know, on the plate in different directions. I don't know why that one bugs me if it's like that at an angle. I don't know. And so what I was thinking was, you know, if you had a couple, kind of want to overlap that a little bit maybe. And then these spaces on the edge, I could just take some of the mandala ones. I would do like this one. So this is why I cut this one in half, because then I can kind of come in and use it on the edges. However, I'm gonna move this one over a little bit, I think. And just kind of go in that corner like that. Maybe I'll come more in this corner like this. And then where I have big spaces, I may come back in and do different stencils over that, just because. But I kind of wanted to show how you could potentially use some of these smaller pieces to fill in the gaps. Do I have any other ones? Oh, I do have, hold on, where's the phone? I do have this, which is a, I'll just come back with that in a minute. All right. So I'm going to do some color now. What is this one? Burnt sienna. I don't have any raw sienna, but I do have some yellow ochre, which is probably fairly close to a raw sienna, and might be an interesting color to go with that. I know I'm supposed to be doing neutrals. Well, I mean, sienna's a brown, so technically, I mean, it looks more reddish brown, orange, but it's fine. All right, I'm gonna take this one that already has something on it, and just go ahead and pick some of this up. So now we have some fun interest on that one. And I'm going to come in with, what, maybe some antique white? I know, boring. I'm trying to do neutral, remember? And antique white and some what is this? Unbleached titanium. Sometimes I've got unbleached titanium and sometimes I've got Titan Buff. We'll pick up some of the color that's there, which is fine. This is probably a little bit of a mix between like a long haul and a McCoy mashup, kind of, sort of. The longer I leave the things down, or maybe not a long haul, but like a mid haul. So now these are a little bit lighter. I don't mind that it doesn't pick up perfectly. I actually prefer that. I like a distressed, frenzy look, so that works for me. And I think you kind of get kind of like a quilted, like, you know, you got your patches, not patches, squares, like quilting squares. So if I was doing a quilting journal, this would be a really good way to do it. I think I'm going to pull these up. So it's not a long haul because I only did 2 layers, but I want to add some more stencils in here too. Carefully, because these are really thin lines, but that's okay. And I'm going to come in with, it should dry better, but I just kind of want to get here. Where's my little brayer? I know I have a little brayer. This is a good time to bring in a little brayer. A little brayer in my life. It's a 2-inch one, which is actually needs to be cleaned off really badly. All right, maybe we'll do this 1-inch one. A little bit of this is tightened up, I think, and it's a fluid acrylic. Just gonna come out with that a little bit. It's a little bit messy because that's what happens when you have a fluid acrylic. And you see the paint start to separate on here. That's called crazing or selling, or I don't know. There's different words for it. It basically just means that the paint is separating because the plate has oil and whatnot and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. That needs to dry. I want some more of something. What do I want? Do I want some of these? Maybe. Do I want them like in like maybe some brown? Oh my goodness. Cover to come off would be nice. And a thicker, heavier body. And I'm just gonna like go over the edge just a little bit. Gonna kind of mess that up a little bit, but that's okay. I mean, not mess it up. It's just gonna do stuff. I don't know. I like what's happened. I know I've pulled off some of that. That's all right. I'm okay with that. If I put the wet side down, then it won't pull off as much. It's just because it was new UFO on the other side that it was pulling off more. All right, so that definitely needs to dry. It's fairly wet on there. Got some interesting stuff happening though. And I will probably just pick it up with white just so that I see as much as I can on there. Let's grab another plate. Potentially. Got a bubble under there. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see, a little bit of burnt umber with what? Oh, some, I don't know how that will end up. This is pastel light blue. I just got some. I just didn't order from Blick, if you can't tell. Let's see. A little bit of orange still on here, which is fine. I just want some interest, and I probably wanted to put a stencil down first, but I forgot. That's all right. Brayer off would be nice to use. Oh, that side's pretty wet, but that's okay. I'm just going to come in and pick some of that up. And maybe come over here and pick some of that up. I think I turned this, so it's coming on a different part of the paper. Yep, it did. Okay. And, oh, hold on. I need more space. That's if you feel like that, you just don't have enough space. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. And I think I might want to do a little bit of this. And maybe down in this corner too, a little bit. Okay, if it overlaps a little bit. Okay. And if I don't like, that line right there, I could just kind of soften it with the small brayer. I could let that dry, or I could just pick it up. Just come in and pick it up. Where's my Baron? I don't know. It's under here somewhere. It's got to be. It's got to be here somewhere. Well, use the brayer. Baron is I have usually Mine is me. Oh, it's right. Oh my word. It was right there. What is wrong with my eyeballs? Somebody explain that to me. Something has got to be very wrong with my eyeballs. That's interesting. I don't know about the bloopiness of the blue, but that's all right. We can always bring some more blue in later. Next, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Oh, let's do the Craftsman Square lattice. Lattice and rattan. Those are things that Brad definitely likes to do. Oh, careful, they're thinner lines. I'm gonna put it this way so it doesn't get quite attached to the plate. So it's easier to peel off. I know, then I'll have paint on both sides. I'm okay with that. Some burnt sienna and some burnt umber. Why not? Is my shoulder starting to hurt? Yes, that's fine. I would usually start with a lighter color, but I didn't this time. Okay, and we're just going to take this one, which has some stuff on it, and just go ahead and pick it up. We'll have some overlapping bits in some places, which will just be more pattern and more interest. And I know I can pick up even more. So I'm gonna take this one, which has the blue and the brown, and just start that top bit that doesn't have any don't you love when the brayer just like gives you the pattern? It just gives you a lot of interest. So we have just it's a little 3D looking because it moved, and we have like an overlap of a couple different patterns in the middle, which gives a lot of texture. Some people like that, some people don't. You do you, boo. You do whatever you want. This one is antique white, cracker barrel, apple barrel. I want a little bit of white too. I'm gonna, oops, kind of. And this is the mark. Oh my goodness. That I just kind of keep by my desk. All right. Move the white around. There we go. And some of that burnt sienna will get picked up too. It's all good in the neighborhood. Let me remove some of these things. Oh, this one had some stuff on that side. I'm just going to pick it up on this side. And I want to clean off my brayer a little bit. Because these will probably end up being pages. I mean, they could end up being, backgrounds on ephemera, but they're most likely end up being pages in a journal. So having stuff on both sides is not a bad thing. Oops. Let's go ahead and get something on this end here. I'll just do some overlapping. It's fine. So just little bits came up there. That looks like fun. Oh, we got one drying over there, don't we? Maybe you want to, is it dry enough to put some white on there and pick it up? Maybe. Do we care if there's wrinkles in this paper? No, because I tend to do fringy journals, so it's fine. So I like that. I actually like that quite a lot. That'll make a fun page in a journal. All right, what else do we have here? You want to see the quilted crop circles? The big one that I have used. All right, now the nice thing about it being a U-post stencil is the way the paint picks up off the stencil. I'm going to put it this way. There is some paint on this side, so it won't stick too bad. But what I'm hoping is that when I get stuff on here, that some of this will pick up. That's pretty much what I'm hoping. Hope springs eternal. Let's just do this light blue. Light blue and what? Where's that warm gray? Warm gray. Now, you don't want to use anything bigger than a 4-inch brayer on this. In fact, if you have a smaller brayer to get into the little holes, you might want to. Unless you want to have enough paint on there so you can push it down into those tiny little holes. Patricia does not recommend this stencil if you're a beginner. So if you're rebellious and you're like challenge accepted, well, that's fine too. But I think because it has the little tiny holes in it, which makes for some really interesting prints, but it can be a little bit more challenging. True story. Doing some quick pulls. It's really subtle. I don't know if you could see that or not, but it would make a nice background in a journal. So now I might want to take the, oh crap, that was open, the fluid acrylic, which will pick up, some of the paint that is on the Yupo. Maybe not the dried stuff, but some of the blue and the, oh, get down in the circle hole. And maybe, potentially, maybe the, let's use that one. The fluid gets down into the circles better, maybe, potentially. Or maybe it just would be more juicy and whatever. Definitely picked up off the Yupo stencil nicely. I'm going to do, what do I want to do? Let's just do some Azo Gold because that's just fun. Also fluid, so. Yes, my arm is starting to hurt. Such is my life. Oh no, I get paint on my Baron. Oh, that's fine. So that's kind of orangey. Let me grab some of this paper here and pick up whatever's left. I'll pick it up on the shiny side. I don't think it matters which side you pick it up on. Also, I mean, if you want it really subtle, you could even glue it down so that this is the top side, if you wanted it really subtle when you're doing collage and whatnot. Kind of fun. I do have, well, actually, if I'm going to do anything for the quilting journal, because these are quilted crop circles, I would probably use different colors because that journal, which is in my head, actually have papers picked out for it, are like brighter, much brighter colors. So maybe that will be the next series after this neutral grungy journal that I'm attempting. Why is it just an attempt? Because that was me, not you. Because neutral is not my forte. But I really like that light blue. Oh, yeah, this light blue's fine. I was thinking of switching to the other, the fluid acrylic one. This one's fine. And it will green out a little bit where it hits the Azo. Where it hits the Azo Gold, or because it's mixing with the Azo Gold, it'll be, so if you're wondering how to get this fun green color, it's a light blue and Azo Gold. You get that really pretty. I think you can get mint green too if you mix it nicely. I mean, this is going to have some orange still showing. But, and you got a little bit of blue, a little bit of green, a little bit of orange. Nice combo. It's a nice combo. Let's bring back in some of this. This time we'll try it with the shiny side up. See if I like one way better than the other. I don't know that I will. Just get down into the orifices or the apertures, depending on how, I don't know. Carrie says apertures and Patricia and Mariah and Eddie say orifices. Ooh, that would be all right. It's really, you can't see it much, but if you were to do it over something, it would show up on that. And then if you also wet this paper when you put it down, you have the potential of being even more transparent potentially. What is today? Next week I have another colonoscopy. I'm not looking forward to it. Not looking forward to it at all. I mean, who does? Nobody does. But some people get to wait like 10 years between. I did not get to. I was sad about that. All right, let me go ahead and pull this up. I don't know that that is going to, oh shoot, pick up. I think it might be a little too dry, but maybe it won't be as dry as I think. Oh, they picked up quite a lot. I'm happy about that. So that's pretty. Got some little bits of orange and blues and greens. I like it. Do, 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 do. All right, let's see about picking up this one. Because I still want to add some stamping to some of these. All right, this one's still a little bit wet. I don't care. It's kind of wet. All right, so if it's a little wet and you just want it to not get wet mixed with the whatever color you're going to be adding onto here, you can just blot it to get some of that off. It's fine. White. I'm just going to pick it up with white. What I've decided to do. I still have one more piece of. And then when you put your pickup layer, that's what this is called. It's called a pickup layer. You want to get your paper on there pretty quickly. If you want to pick up everything that's on the plate, you want to leave it there for a good 10, 20, maybe 30 minutes. I know Patricia sometimes does it overnight. But if you don't, if you want to have grunge left on the plate, then you want to pick it up sooner and it'll be a little bit more distressed. We got a lot of wrinkles happening here, which is kind of fun. So that's some good grunge for another one. And this has some good interest. We got some different patterns happening, some overlapping and overlaying patterns. That is nice. I like that. I want to do some more in the more neutral, like white and where's the white? Pink and unbleached titanium. You'll that happening. Here we go. Spread that out. Maybe should have found a stencil first. Ooh, we haven't done this one yet. This one is the rattan style one. This is where all the rattan happiness started. I almost said madness, but it's not madness. It's just kind of happiness. I'm just going to just a little bit on there, and that's fine. It's just mostly. I prefer the what you get when you let me pick this up. I like the line better. Better. That makes sense. Although pick up more to the edges here, get a little puckering. That'll happen in there, which is interesting. Interesting. Okay, so we've got some fun paper that could be used somewhere. And when I say I like the lines, oh, that's too, I need more. I need to pick up more. I need more. Try the shiny side down, see if it picks up a little bit more. I just want the lines. Hey, Mariah, has this one been made into a stamp yet? I would not mind this one being a stamp. Because it's the lines that I like. And the lines are a little easier to get the way you want them if you have a stamp. I mean, you could also do this, so you get out as much out of the middle as you can, and then pick it up. You can see if we can get any from this side too, potentially. Oh, that's all right. Little bits of the lines. See, I like the lines. I forgot something else I was going to do. I was going to use some sprays. I need some more paper. Oh, all right, I've got this paper, which is like a big pattern that I just tore up. I'm going to just spray this on here, which will re-wet the paint, I hope, and hopefully pick up some of that pattern as well. That's the hope. We'll see. Not much, little bits in there picked up. But that's all right, because now if we want to, we can come in with, here's the other one, with any of the ones that we've got. This I also like as lines. Here's the other stencil that was not the rattan, but the Art Deco circles. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Let's do, all right, I'll do white, and then that will, I'm just going to do off to the side over here so I don't get a big, that's my phone, not yours. I'm just getting whips today. It's not even a big email day for people that send out emails. I don't know. Yeah, that just made little triangles, which is fine. I don't know that that left anything on there. Maybe we'll find out if we spray it. Although it needs to dry before you spray it, but that's all right. Well, I know I had another, I know I have the white one here, but I thought that I had the linen one. I don't see it. I just sworn I had it here before. That's all right. I will just grab, not milled lavender. I don't want milled lavender. Grab fossilized amber. I mean, I gotta open it. But yellow is kind of sort of neutral. Have I mentioned that my shoulder hurts? I know. People say, I can't complain when you ask how they're doing. Or they say, I could, but nobody will listen. I guess I feel like complaining today. Just about the pain. Pretty happy I don't have to go anywhere today. I told Gail in my comment this morning, I said, I don't have to go anywhere today, so I'm definitely going to have a grateful day. Because, you know, Gail Gusnelli always ends by saying, have a grateful day. All right. Just because I can. Just add a little color to that side. Will I add anything else to that side? Maybe. Might add some more layers. That needs to dry a little bit though. Oh, also, I was thinking, what was I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking. Let's just do that real quick. This one might have a stamp. I don't know. The Art Deco circles? I'm thinking it does. That could totally be wrong. Just want to get these lines on there. But you don't want to leave it stuck to the paper because you may get stuck there forever. You don't want that. All right. I like that. The yellow and that blue look nice together. And then a little bit of layering on this side. All right, see that worked nicely. The little spots from the other, what was that one? Maybe, I don't know, but it's fine. It's fine. It's just layers. We can add more or less. All right, what do I want to do with this one? How about some gray? A neutral gray. All right, if this stencil is bending, it's my fault because I don't take good care of it. I'm going to put that down there and come in and find something quickly, lady, quickly. All right. Just going to see what I can pick up on this. And I got more on there than I thought I would, which is fine. Just adds another layer and some interest. And I have a lot of curved lines in there in the background, so adding some straight lines is nice. And this, we just kind of have just gray on there with a little bit of blue. We'll add more stuff to that in a minute. Might even just kind of pick up some of the, nope, it didn't. I thought it would pick up some of the gray from that because it was pretty wet, but it didn't, and that's fine. Okay, let's see. What are we going to do next? We could come in some of these. Now this is kind of grungy, so what I could do is find the ink I had 5 minutes ago. Oh, more than 5 minutes ago. It was the beginning of the video. I had some ink right next to me. Ah, there they are. The brown one here. No, there's black. Black's fine. Black will work. Black will work for what? I don't want the brown. Where's the brown one? What I was using the other day. That's green. So it's nice to have some of these focal point stamps that you might put on some tissue paper and whatnot, and then you can use them as a focal point on something. And if it's got a little bit of a grungy background, that's fine too. So, you know, the focal points, I sometimes do very much like to just have some on some tissue paper to use in the future. Now, you want to be careful that you don't move that, his butt. You got to keep it. Well, I moved it a little bit, but it's fine. It's fine. Let's try a butterfly. I don't know if I have the monarch one of these or not. I might. You could use paint to do this too. I don't want to have to clean my stencils. I don't want to have to go in the bathroom and clean my stencils. And that's why I am not using the paint. That's the only reason. All right, what else do we have here? We have the kelp. All right, we have the mandalas. I love the mandalas. They make a really nice background. And butterfly, really nice too. I could even come in and, oh, in fact, I might. What color is a swallowtail usually? I don't remember. We want to just use maybe some of this. I gotta shake it. It gets dark at the top. That's kind of weird that the pigment settles at the top. All right, just gonna put some over the side there. It's fluid. It's fine. It's fine. Let me find a brush. A brush would be nice. And then I just want to come in behind the butterfly. And we'll have a little color on the butterfly. And a little interest around the butterfly. And still have the outline showing. This is why I'm painting it on the back. To have, you know, trying to stay in the lines. But, you know, if I don't stay in the lines, that's not the end of the world either. Not sure another way to do this. But you know, doing the tissue and coloring behind, I don't know. We'll see how it works. I think in my brain it'll work. But I guess, you know, we'll see when we flip it over. Time is too. Also, all right. You know, you can't turn your arm, then just turn your piece that you're working on. Makes it a little easier to work with. Sometimes I forget that. That simple little trick. I could have used ink to do this, or watercolor, or a heavier body paint. I just went for this fluid acrylic just to do that. What do I want to do for his body? Maybe just do a little bit of that for his body. No, we're going outside the lines quite a bit there. It's fine. It's fine. You see how he looks? Okay, be careful because now he's wet. But how pretty he is. And you see some of the paint on top. You can kind of see where that hits too. And that's fine too. Well, I don't think I realized that that was part of his inside of his body. There we go. I mean, I could always come to the front with that too a little bit if I want to. It's fine. Because this is, you know, it's fairly translucent, the inks. I don't think the paint was as yeah, the paint was more opaque, so the paint wouldn't have worked as well on the front. If you want something that's opaque on the front, a light colored ink or watercolor would work. But, you know, that's fine too. Let's maybe do his wings. Maybe. Just so that they're a little bit, I want it a little bit thinner though. This is watered down, so it should be a little thinner. Just to give that look of translucency, hopefully, even though this is kind of opaque. What color should I do the body? Well, sometimes they have a blue body, but sometimes they have a green body. Sometimes they have a red body. Right. Kind of cool. I'll leave one plain and one colored. So yeah, that's a fun way to do some focal points. What else do we want to do? Let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick up some of that blue paint here. Some of it. There we go. Just gonna do that a little bit. Spread it out a little bit. All right. Yeah, I don't mind that there's a little bit of blue on there. Actually, probably prefer it. You know me, I like grungy. All right. So this has squares and circles. I think we could potentially do some of one of these all in there somewhere. Let's see, where's the other one? See, this one's lotus, and this one is the leaf flower, and this one is Celtic knot. And this color is black. I don't want black though. What color do I want? I want brown, but I don't know where my permanent brown is. So we will attempt twilight. Had it the other. Oh, it's right here. Ha, ha, ha. Now, if I wanted to do white or cream, I would have to do paint. All right, which one is this one? This one is the Lotus. I'm not going for perfection. I'm just kind of doing kind of a pattern. It'll be more distressed in some places than other places. I really like these stamps. Am I going to get a little blue paint on there? I might. It's fine. Going off the page, I do like when it goes off the page a little. Whether it's going to be a page or a piece of ephemera, whatever. And then, you know, stamp off into the onto the back drop paper that all the paints and whatnot drop onto. Is nice to have. Okay. Let's see. I didn't do a lot with that, did I? You know, I might come in with a little bit more of the blue. The fluid blue, maybe. I could thicken it up a little bit with a little bit of white or something, but I might not. I'm going to grab I think I've used this one with paint before, so it's fine. Just gonna in here in a few places. Might have been better if I used like a thicker paint. If it's too thin, it just kind of goes underneath. Also, it's so transparent. All right, let's try the other one. This one. Let's try this one. It's a little bit heavier body. Similar in color. Not exact. Similar enough. And it should be a little bit more opaque. I do like it to be straight. I know. Just touching it lightly. Overlapping some of the patterns. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Just wanted it to be a little bit more opaque. Just lightly. You can always add layers. But, you know, if you go underneath the stencil, you're kind of just going to have it be blobby and weird. All right. Like that. Okay. Where else do we have some really... do we want a little bit of blue on this one? Maybe. Do the same thing. All right. Just going to kind of find where there's not as much pattern and that there's maybe a bit of white. Or where I want to push back those gray lines that kind of got a little bit too much. I'm going to be busy over here. That's fine. Oops. Fine. I'm going to just kind of blot it just to take some of that away. Do I want more blue on there? I don't know. Maybe a little bit more. But it doesn't have to be that pattern. It could be any pattern. It could even be one of the, where'd it go? Well, you need to move faster than this lady. Where's that stencil? Where's the stencil I want? I don't know. Here it is. This is the one I want. I just kind of want to... Oh, that kind of got more green. I wonder why. Ooh. I need that. Let's see. Yeah, there's definitely some green in there. Maybe because it picked up... Oh, there might have been some green ink on there. I don't know. I just wanted a little bit more blue on here. That one's pretty much done. This side could use a little something if it's going to be a page. If you only have a 5x7 plate, don't worry about that. You could totally work with and play with a that size plate. You just put your stuff on there. That was way too much. That's the thing, going from a bigger plate to a smaller plate. I don't know about you guys, but I tend to get way too much on there when I do that. Oops. All right. So now what I would do is I would take a piece and I would go ahead and pick up a little bit there, pick up a little bit there, maybe pick up a little bit in the middle. And then we have, you know, the pattern kind of all over. And then maybe even grab this piece here. Oh, that's the brayer off to it. Let's see what we can get off of there. Yep, that's nice. So I can use that as collage paper, or, you know, where I just picked it up in several different places. Now it's kind of all over. I can add other patterns as well. Yeah, unfortunately, this looks really cool on this side, but it won't really show on this side because, you know, the plate needs to get cleaned off. It really needs to get cleaned off. Where's something? Something, let's do this one maybe in a different color. What color? Antique white, maybe. No, that's kind of messy, but you know what? We don't mind. We'll just kind of kiss the plate where we don't have a lot of pattern happening. It's okay if the pattern overlaps. Do you like when it overlaps? Get this corner up here. Fine. And then get whatever else off of there that we need to with this. If you watch Carrie the Crafter, then you know, he ends up doing a lot of pickups like that then end up being kind of cool all over pieces. So yeah, so hopefully you already know size of the plate. I know size matters for a lot of things, but you can do a lot with a smaller plate. I wouldn't go smaller than 5x7. I have a 3x5. I couldn't do much with that. I mean, you can make tags with it, but I didn't really. That was the first plate I got because I was like, okay, I'm just going to try this to see if I like it. But I couldn't tell from a 3x5. I could tell by a 5x7 plate that I was like, yep, this is the road, the path I want to go down. With gel plate printing. Yep. All right, and then what else? Anything? I don't know. That's not bad. All right, so that's just the other side of that. So this could become a page in a journal and be very interesting and fun as a page in a journal. If this was just too much, I could just come in with some gesso, push it back a little bit. Oops, did I just hit you? I'm still where I need you to be, pretty much. Yeah, this is going to be a long video. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, all right. And gesso it's just what is it? It's a matte white ground. It's opaque, but it's less opaque than like acrylic paint, which makes it perfect for doing things like pushing back things, you know, like if I just wanted to just have a little bit over there to just kind of push that back a little bit. I'm actually gonna put it in one place. You want to put it in another place. Just looks more intentional that way. You can also do it with a an acrylic paint. You just might want to use what's more like a scraper so that you can get a nice really thin layer. Scraper? I had a scraper. Where the heck did it go? Right here. I'm just touching it lightly just to get some bits. Now I'm scraping it, but you know. And if I then blot it off, and some will come off potentially. Maybe not. You can always add water and blot it off with some water if it's not blotting off enough for you. So it kind of dried too fast. All right, I'm just gonna put something on here. Squeak, squeakity, squeak, squeak, squeak. Just kind of getting the borders. So yeah, if you have a smaller plate and you're getting borders on your paper, you can just take your brayer and make your borders more interesting. And then you come in with your stamps and you stuck with your stamp. That's wet. So all right, so this is just like a brayer off cleanup sheet. All right, we just showed that one. That was from the gel plate. I'm going for grungy, so if you don't like grungy, sorry. And then there's this one, which I think looks really cool with the stamped image on it. And if I wanted to turn this into a pocket on this side, totally could. Or I could just tear it off and do something with it somewhere else. And then that could be a page in the journal. But see how just using, they actually look really good together, in my opinion. All right, let's just go ahead and fold this one up too, so that we can see that this one, much more subtle, but similar colors. So it also would work in the journal. And then we have this one. And this one, which I didn't put on straight, which is fine. I could either line it up so that the stencil is straight, or I could line it up so that the page is straight, or I could just go crooked however I want to. You want to see the whole page. I think I did show it earlier, but ooh, almost forgot this one. Still a little damp, but that's okay. Let's see, what else do we have? We have some tissue, which would be good. Oh, we have more stuff over here. All right. This won't be able to really, maybe you can see it a little bit. Sometime in the future, you'll see me use these pieces as in collage and see how they overlay and overlap on things. All right, this one, another one that could fold that up. Not really anything on there. Do something with the other side, but that has some interest. So I hope that you will go and check out some Pam Artist Studio stencils and stamps. Like I said, you can't just search Brad and find Brad's. But Brad, who is married to Mariah, does design a lot of the stencils. And I do appreciate that a lot of his stencil designs can be used easily in backgrounds and in layering. And like I said, that the Oriental lattice, one of my favorites. So there you go. There's another one to be able to use. Yeah, if you like circles, these are good. Let's see. All right, so yeah, that is that for today. I'm sorry, I'm feeling like really distracted and disassociated. Like my back hurts, and I think I'm starting to disassociate a little bit. I'm gonna fold that there and hold it there, and I probably cut this one down. This one I think came out really cool. All right, there we go. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you have a delightful day. Did I show? Oh, I didn't show the Celtic knot. I need to show that because I really like that. Let's try it on this one with the circles. Might be kind of fun. Maybe with some green. Sure. So if you celebrate St. Patrick's Day because you are Irish, why don't you have a Celtic knot stamp or stencil? You know? All right, I'm just going to kind of put that in the middle-ish. Because then it has like the bricks around it, which is kind of cool. Really pretty stamp. I like it. Do, 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 do. I like it like that. Did I show? I did the lotus one, and then the leaves one I did the other day when I was making some things, doing some things. What do I want? Do 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 do. Brown, another brown. It's a different brown than before. We will make this paper much more interesting now. I like that it almost looks like some old wallpaper when you have it like in a pattern like that with that paint in the background. Just paint in the background with the stamp. That alone, I find to be pretty effective. Don't you like that? I like that. I really like that a lot. So that was the leaf and flower. All right. That's it. Okay. I hope you guys have a delightful day. Love you. Bye.